Hi everyone, and this is Philip Llewellyn coming at you from the United Kingdom on this glorious Sunday, and welcome to our VIP Global Team Conference Call. We hold these Monday, we have done for years, and we will do for years to come. As I'd like to welcome everybody who's joined us live from all 4 points around the globe right now. We've got people from America, we've got people from the UK, we've seen someone from Australia jumping on. This is the start of something that is really going to be different, but there's one thing that I really want to sort of really help you crystallize here before I introduce our special guest, Mr. Carl McGregor, who's going to come on and really host it. I take this call from here. It is, what exactly are we building? What are we selling right now? Okay, are we selling anything, capturing dreams and goals of other people? What are we focusing on right now, and what really should we be focusing on to really steal a march in what we've got coming here in the business we've got? So it may actually help to answer those questions yourself, or to ask yourself those questions, if we can just crystallize what is our business model? What are we? Who are we? How do we look like? How do we fit into this complicated world? Okay, and especially with e-commerce, with the growth, it's getting such a crowded space out there right now. You know, we've gone from 1.7 trillion a year to 2.1 trillion a year, and they say that the market is going to grow to 4 trillion by 2020. It's massive, but because it's massive, it's crowded, it's noisy. So how are we going to make a difference in this crowded market space, and what market space are we in? So with that in mind, to sort of answer that question, help our focus our mind, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce someone who's very dear to my heart, someone who I've come to admire, respect, and love over the last 5 years, the most giving servant leader I've ever come across, and someone who I certainly would want to listen to at any point of a business that is being formed, that is being created. Because when this guy gets a vision, the inspiration that he gives out, man, you just want to be in this guy's company. And you've got him for as long as we can have him this evening. Mr. Carl McGregor.
On the line, can you hear me okay?
Absolutely, Carl. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Take it away. It's all yours.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We've got a tremendous call here today, and this is what we do every Sunday afternoon if you're in the United States, or evening if you're in the UK and other points of the world. We're in Australia and Canada and various points. We're very excited about the timing of what we're doing, why we're doing this. So every Sunday we come and we really unite and get the information necessary, some of the training that we need in order for people to really capitalize on this industry of what we're doing. So I'm just going to take a first few minutes and really help solidify and help you understand the importance of timing of what we're doing. And Philip alluded to the timing of what's happening in the traditional e-commerce space, where our world has changed forever, like cell phones have changed our world. Imagine not having a cell phone today. I mean, you can't really conceive it at this point, right? E-commerce is changing rapidly, like cell phone industry has changed our world. So you look at traditional commerce is really going out of business. We look at it, they're downsizing, right-sizing, closing doors. The companies are going out of business left and right. You look at Amazon, well, certain companies in the e-commerce space are booming right now. Traditional commerce is hemorrhaging. So you look at Amazon just bought Whole Foods for $13.7 billion cash. I mean, it's kind of emasculating, I think, at times where such a big company is suffering, then it's really that acquisition acquired. It's just called a clue. And really, it takes vision to see something before the masses do, but it also takes courage to take action. See, when it becomes self-evident, opportunity's already gone. Now you want to do is capitalize on the beginning of an industry that's on the rise, but also still in its infancy. And you realize if you can find a solution to a problem that exists within that space, and you can ride the wave of opportunity in that industry, you can make an absolute fortune. And that's what we're here to do, and that's why we're capitalizing on this industry right here, right now, because the timing of it is absolutely impeccable. So let me talk to you a little bit about what that is. I'm going to bring on Ms. Jane Marshall. She's going to talk to you about some questions that you should be asking yourself as well, as a business-minded person, right? Because this is not a job, okay, just so you know. This is not an hourly wage. This is not a salary. Guys, this is a true legitimate business. You can build distribution within the construct of the company and have revenue streams within the compensation plan that we have here, but also it's a hybrid business model as well. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what that is and how we're doing that and how we're unique and different. So if you look at e-commerce, we know that it's rising right now, and all boats rise on a rising tide. So if you have a boat in the water, we have a massive ship we're launching here that we all get to financially benefit and ride the wave of opportunity, right? So what's our hybrid business model? Well, we're actually capitalizing on not just one industry. We're capitalizing on a few, and really I believe that through our innovative concepts and what we're doing here, we have the ability to do for e-commerce, similar to what like Uber did for taxi services. I mean, think of through this connection economy, think of what Uber did. All they did is connect things that people needed and things that people wanted. Somebody had a ride and wanted to make some extra money. Somebody needed a ride and didn't want to pay the overpriced taxi services. They created a platform. They could find each other, and they got a piece of everyone's taxi service fare globally. They now are over a $50 billion company. It's just, again, finding solutions to problems and finding a unique, innovative way to make it better. They're now the largest taxi service company in the world, but they don't even own a single vehicle. Right? Facebook did the same thing. They didn't invent social media. They just made it better and innovated. Now there are 2 billion participants there, and now they the largest media company in the world, but they create no media. We're the ones that help create that. But imagine being able to monetize your social connections. Imagine being able to do that and take advantage of those and capitalizing on those. So think about this. Really, what are we and what are we doing here in this space? We understand why we're here, but what are we doing different? What's the solution that we are solving, or what's the problem that we're solving and the solution that we have? Well, if you think about it, customer loyalty is the biggest issue. And even Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, is my biggest dilemma is finding a way to have customers loyal to me, all right? But think about this. If there was 2 separate e-commerce websites, right? Let's say you're looking for a product as a consumer. Same product, same shipping, same manufacturer, same everything, but one place paid you to shop there and one place didn't. Where would you shop? Absolutely. You'd be a lot more incentivized to shop through that type of a platform. Not only that, if the company is willing to give you a piece of their profits every day, if you are sharing the idea with other people, guys, that's a game changer. I mean, you'll be able to get a piece of the profits of the company just by being a participant. That's innovative. That's huge. And imagine Amazon gave you a piece of their profits every day just by sharing a few products from Amazon. See, Amazon doesn't do that. That's why we have done such phenomenal things. We had our parent company in China that we actually helped build a huge organization and business in. That company, we took in 2 years to over $1.5 billion and over 3 million members in a 2-year time frame. That's called proof of concept. People love what we do. They love the concept, what we're doing, and how we're able to benefit from the gain or the rise of this industry and financially gain from that. So if you look at really what we're doing, it's a hybrid concept. Really, it's the best from e-commerce, expos, affiliate marketing, internet marketing, and fundraising. I mean, all of these things together. And I'm going to come on with Philip here just in a minute and talk about different revenue streams you can actually generate within the construct of the company. But before I get there, what I wanted to do is bring on Ms. Jeannie Marshall. Jeannie, my goodness, she is just a gem. She has she's an author. She is a counselor. She actually has done so many things in not just traditional business, but also in multiple different avenues within business, but she helps counsel companies and business owners. She's a wonderful gem. I love working with her, but she's got a few questions that she's going to bring about and share with you a little bit of really things that you can start thinking about right now. Jeannie, to you.
Thank you very much, Kyle. It's really wonderful to be here and to be listening to you speak, and also Philip earlier, and to begin to really formulate what some additional questions might be for us all to be asking. I know that all of these pieces that are coming together to form a business are so important. It's helpful to understand what they are, how we can work together to truly build this. And I also know that many of us say on these calls something like, there is no I in team. And I come from a very different place and say that the team is made up of individuals. And when we as individuals know who we are, where we are going, what we want, why we're doing something, we enrich the team. And so as I've been listening to Philip and Kyle, the first question that was asked, which is the theme for today, is what are we building? And so I immediately want to suggest that you go inside yourself and say, what am I building? And there are many other questions like, what do I bring to the table? What do I bring to the team to help in the building process, so that I am coming from a place of giving, not taking, but giving. And as we're forming a business, to know that there are these various pieces that come together in a way that make something that has never happened before. We are truly creating something that is unique, and we don't know all that means right now. And Kyle, you mentioned about timing, that timing is really important. And then I think, well, what's the question we could ask ourselves about timing? And the first one that comes into my mind is, am I ready? Am I ready? Do I want this? Am I eager to step into this opportunity right now? And it's okay if your answer is different from somebody else's. It's ask the question, so that whatever actions you are taking, they come from an inspired place in you, from a place that says, yes, I'm ready. Yes, I want this. Oh, I'm so eager to connect. I'm eager to bring all that I have learned in the past into today, into this opportunity, leveraging social networking or whatever else it is that you have to bring to the table, so that we are really building this ship to sail on that coordinates so many different industries, and each one on this call, and there's so many of you today on this call, you have something very special to bring to this table, to this business. And if you get in touch with that and reach inside you for that, then if that's what you're giving, we will all have success. And sometimes you don't articulate to others what it is you're bringing into the business. That's all right too. Just know it for yourself, because then when you step forward, you know who you are. And then that blends with all the others who are here.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And again, also asking yourself the right questions and also expanding your mind. So Jeannie, thank you so much for sharing that. You have such insight, and love having you part of the team, the organization, and you bring such value to every time that you share things with us. And you're just an absolute gem. Thank you for all you do.
Thanks, Kyle.
What I want to do is I'm going to bring on Philip real briefly, and just real quick, if you guys don't know who he is, he's a gentleman I've been working with. He and I met, over 6 years ago, I think, and we helped build a team organization of over 4,400 people in about 5 months in the European market. And it was awesome just to be able to get to know this gentleman, just a true servant's mentality, loves helping people, and really is there bending over backwards to make sure that he is there to support his team organization and the whole company, really, at the end of the day. So, Mr. Philip Llewellyn, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here, Kyle.
Wonderful. I just wanted to go back and forth a little bit with you just in regards to how this is a little bit different than other types of companies, and why this is such a unique model, and why we want to participate here and now within not just e-commerce, but how we've really innovated and become a different mentality of participating in this space. Because I look at it this way: we got, not only can you build infrastructure or construct within, infrastructure or a building distribution within the construct of the company, where you can actually build leverage. You can build a passive leverage and residual income here. But there's also other ways that you can actually build it in the construct of the company. We have the ability to bring on vendors. I mean, with traditional direct sales, companies don't usually have, you don't have the ability to do that. I mean, you're limited. You're limited to what you can sell, what you can market, what you can get to market, because they're the ones manufacturing the products. What's great about this is we're looking at becoming the largest direct sales company in the world that produces and manufactures no products. Again, connecting the end consumer with end vendor manufacturer, but we're sharing over 80% of the profits back to the population that are participating in the platform. That's huge. That's mind-blowing. But not only that, you can actually bring on vendors as well, right? You can bring on, let's say you know somebody that has a great product or product line, and there's a certain amount of profit margin available to be able to participate within the company, at least a 35% profit margin. You can get 2% of the profit of the company or of the products that are sold from the platform. And as a vendor, and I'll have Philip talk to you about this in a second, as a vendor, think about this. Who wouldn't want to have their products on a platform that has, number one, customers included, but also has a potential sales force that's selling your products for you? That's big time right there. So, Philip, maybe you want to expand a little bit on that side and maybe talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing tomorrow afternoon or evening.
Hey, Kyle, great. Absolute fantastic pleasure to join so many people on this call this evening. And, you know, you're right, you go back almost 6 years, and it's so great. I know you well enough to say, without doubt, that has got to be the longest question anyone has ever asked me in my life.
Absolutely.
So, what's different? Let's go back to what Jeannie just said, okay? That everyone is different, and not what business are we building, but what business do you want to build? Because here's the thing, Jeannie is so right, and Kylie was so right to bring up, everyone has their own strengths. But guess what? To balance that out, everyone has their own weaknesses, right? And here's the fact of life. Sometimes the bigger your strength, sometimes the worse your weaknesses, okay? So to balance that out, if we come together as a community and we can depend on everyone else's strengths and bolster everybody else's weaknesses, my God, what can we achieve? Because here's the thing, we can actually cater for people here who just, they just want to get paid to shop online. They actually want to monetize their expenditure. They think, well, if I can save 70, 80, 100, gee, think of it, even a couple of $100 a month just on the things I'm shopping anyway to monetize my expenditure, that means I don't have to go and work that part-time waitress job anymore. That means I can tuck Johnny and my children up at night. I can be home to put my kids to bed. Right? That can be life-changing. Someone that just wants a small little business concept or a business idea, to somebody who is a massive team builder, right? Who is a networker, who can do things that ordinary people can't do. They can help so many other people here. But do you know what I would say to those people right now? Now is not your time. Not yet. I would call out to everyone right now to say that at this particular moment in time where we are as a community, if you want to really not just help the community, but influence your own early progression with this company, look for solutions to the problems, not highlight where the problems are and point to them. Look at the fact that, okay, for this to be successful, we need a couple of 100 extra vendors on our main incentivized platform. So what can you do to maybe bring one or two? Because if everyone on this call tonight fetch 2 people in the next week, there's another 120 vendors on Incentivize. And guess what? Everyone that brings people in gets a 2% override on the profit from every single sale of that vendor for life. Now talk about that being a business within a business, okay? That's the people we need right now. We need to be engaging with people who have got contacts with vendors, engaging with people who can see with vision for the future, not just eyesight for the present. Okay? I don't really want to spend time myself, Kyle, I'll be honest with you, talking to people right now who say, yeah, I can bring in a team of 2,000 people within a week. Because I'm not ready in my business, and nobody's ready to bring in 2,000 people in a week. We need to bring in people who are, imagine before, your guys are out in Southern California, Northern California. That's where the heart of this company is beating right now, because that's where the offices are going to be. That's where the founders are based. But you look at the history of Southern California, and I talk to this as a UK Brit, okay? Before you could prosper up there, you had to get the guys to lay the railroads, right? And until the iron was laid and you got trains going there, then everything changed. Well, right now, with what we're doing, we're looking for people to help us lay the tracks for the trains to run on for the future. And we all have got our own strengths that we can build and join to this business. And that's what I'd say is different. Kyle, I would say that in all my years of marketing, online and network marketing, this is without doubt the broadest church I've ever joined.
Nice. I love that idea. I mean, just really a community. And that's what I love about what we're doing here is it's really bringing a social experience for venues or manufacturers to the end consumer, where they can actually communicate, build really a following, build infrastructure to where they can actually have a great community of like-minded business owners, of entrepreneurs, as well as consumers that are all participating on a platform. It's very, very innovative, and I love it. The fact that we have a true customer acquisition model where you can actually offer and bring somebody on. Let's just say somebody didn't want to build a business within the construct of the company. Let's say they just like the idea of shopping and getting paid, right? Because really at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're offering people an opportunity to buy kind of a mini franchise. And I'm going to talk to you about that with Philip, because he's gone through traditional franchising and owning a large company with 300 employees and has done all of that. But here, we can really bring on, let's say they didn't want to purchase their marketing kit for $500. They just like the idea of shopping and getting paid. That's completely awesome, where they can actually get their fully loaded e-commerce website filled with tens of thousands of products and access to our super affiliates, which is millions of products like Walmart, Sam's Club, Best Buy, Famous Footwear, Target.com, Macy's.com. And they can actually get paid from buying from the places they normally buy, get paid from our incentivized platform, have larger profit margins, but buy the things that they normally need or want to buy anyway and be compensated for doing so. That's big. And guess how much it costs for a VIP member to participate? Absolutely nothing. $0 down, $0 a month. It's not like a Costco or a membership of that nature where you spend $100 a year, nothing like that. It's literally free. So that's a really, really awesome aspect of that, and also benefits you if you're bringing on preferred customers or VIP members, where they're going to actually help you qualify for your bonuses to get a part of the company's profits daily. So there's so many great things, and again, if this is the first time you're experiencing this or hearing about it, you'll start wrapping your head around it, and you'll be blown away of the beauty of how this business model really works, not to mention nonprofits. You can actually bring on nonprofits, and if they can show that they have, Articles Incorporation, that they are a true nonprofit, that they can come in as a brand ambassador, like the rest of us have done, and come on and spend their $500, but they can actually come in at no cost, because now they're opening up their doors to their corporation and company to offer to their people and their following, and that's what's a great, awesome aspect as well. Churches to nonprofits, to you name it, okay? But just going back to what we were going to chat about and kind of wrap this call up with ending this is really putting your entrepreneur head on, putting your business mind on, and stop the mentality that most of us have been programmed our whole lives to think is go to work, get good grades, get a good job, and that job will take care of you the rest of your life. Guys, if you really want freedom, you got to find a way to build some leverage. You got to either leverage other people's time, talents, and efforts, or you got to leverage your money, let your money work for you instead of you working for money. And that's where freedom really is born. That's really freedom comes in life, because it's not about the money, but what the money can provide for you. So really looking at that side and really putting your entrepreneur hat on, putting your business mind hat on, where really seeing the different dynamics of how this is a little bit different than you would have to spend boatloads of money in buying, let's say, a franchise or upfront cost money to start your own company or business. And how does that differ, real quick, Philip, just from your experience, and maybe tell a little bit about your background and the type of company you had previously and how this kind of has a different experience.
Well, the main thing, Kyle, is realism and cash flow. Okay, and if we talk about anything being a true business, then a business costs money. A business is an exchange of value. Mostly you're exchanging money for the money up front for the value of a business that you see longer term. Okay, now a lot of people have misconstrued the sort of marketplace and the business we are in, because they see it as a get rich, make money quick scheme. That is not what we are all about here. Okay, we're about laying down the foundations and the principles of a very, very real business. So let's compare like with like. If you're comparing what you can have here with the business you can grow in 2, 3, 4, 5 years time, then look at what else is out there. Look at franchises. Well, you're not going to get anything half decent as a franchise under $25,000 to $35,000 on average, $50,000. Right, $50,000 to buy a franchise, and you're still guaranteed nothing. You're guaranteed a postcode. That's what you're guaranteed. You're guaranteed a postcode, and you're guaranteed a system. You're guaranteed a van that's going to look the same with the same livery as everyone else. You're guaranteed with the same equipment and the same training as everyone else. But it's cost you 35 to 50 grand to get that for your own postcode, right? And you're restricted to your own postcode. Do you get the idea here? And it's cost a lot of money. And now you're competing not with other people in the same company as you, but everyone else, because everyone else that is living in your area is also restricted to the same postcode, right? Well, that's not a business. That's just being a slave to someone else's business. And then when you look at the other route where you actually buy a business, and I've been there myself, and I'll share this with you, Kyle. I remember a day, would be going back to about 1994, where I went to the bank and I eventually came back and my borrowings had exceeded £500,000, which was about $650,000, something like that. And I remember walking back and sitting down at the bar, because this was a hospitality business. I had at one time I had 17 bars, 3 restaurants, a hotel, boutique hotel, and a nightclub. Okay, so like 350 odd staff and multi-locations. Great. The business, let me tell you, the business owned me. I did not own that business, right? I grew it to such a size that it consumed me. And I'll be honest, looking back now, I was never really the parent that was there for their kids, because I was growing the business. I was never really, we had some great holidays. When we had holidays, we had good holidays because I had good cash flow. But my God, I had to sell my soul to the devil to get there. And I regret now the time I lost with my kids when they were growing up. But hey, the great news is I'm now a granddad, so I get that time all over again, right? But yes, Kyle, I'll be honest, to bring it back on point, here everyone has an opportunity to get a business for like $500, right? And that is a tax-deductible, bona fide, real, honest-to-goodness business that is going to work out. If you run it as a business, it's cost you nothing, nada, zip, right? Because if people aren't registered as a business, I don't care what country you're in, America, UK, Canada, Australia, Timbuktu, or Patagonia, right? If you're just a taxpayer as an employee of someone else, you're being royally screwed by your government, all right? The very worst position to be in as a citizen of any country is to be an employee, employed by someone else, because that is the very worst. The first thing anyone who is an employee of someone else needs to do is get themselves established in a part-time business, right? Because whatever that business is will pay for itself. And here's the stupidity, Karen. By the way, I've got to put a cover on that and say I'm not a registered or licensed attorney at law or accountant in any way, shape, or form, and seek your own independent advice, okay? But here's the lunacy, Kyle, of the situation. I was talking to someone the other day and said, oh, no. $500 for a business? No, I don't need that. I've just spent $1,250 on a course that teaches me how to drop ship. Right?
Wait, we do that for free.
Exactly, my friend.
Anthony LeBlanc, it's crazy. That's how I met Anthony LeBlanc, one of our fastest growing organizations and team members here. He's just blowing things up. But yeah, that's how he and I met. We just went through a course. It was a free course. And we went to a Les Brown event. And he and his business partner spent $10,000 on learning how to drop ship and how to do those types of, online aspects of things. And it didn't even pan out. The thing is, we teach that for free. How you can get paid twice through an arbitrage concept. But that's another avenue that people can benefit from as well from our platform. Sorry, go back to you, buddy.
You know what, Carl, can I just say, I just see that Anthony is on here, and I'm just being naughty because I'm in a naughty mood. I've just unmuted Mr. Anthony LeBlanc. So, Anthony, if you'd like to share a little gem of information, because Kyle is right. You are blowing this baby sky high right now, okay? So your tail is up. So if anything you can share, especially what Kyle was saying about the things people are spending money on anyway in business.
Hey, can you hear me okay, Philip?
Yeah, take it ahead. My coffee machine just decided to explode. Go on, you take it away, Anthony.
Yeah, Kyle is absolutely right. We met him at Reggie and I met him a little over a year ago at an event that we ended up paying $10,000 for to learn how to do arbitrage, selling from one platform to another. And that was the hardest, even though we had coaches and all that stuff, that was the hardest thing. They make it seem so simple. And it was the hardest thing, not the hardest thing that I've ever done, but one of the hardest things that I've ever tried to do. And if I had just waited a couple more weeks, I got involved in our practice company at that time and was able to make back not only the money that I invested with the practice company, but the money I lost with the other company and even more. I actually made 1,000% of my money back in 12 months. And so I'm extremely excited about what we're getting ready to do. And because around and I've seen it over the last 12 months. I've gotten an opportunity to build relationships with not only you guys, but our owners, Gary Regier and Richard Ramos. And so, for me, it's an easy decision. And I think that's just coming through when I talk to my people and the people that I'm talking to. They know other people, and those people trust them. They trust me. I trust the company and you guys completely. And so that's just coming through, and that's why we've been able to bring on 175 people in such a short period of time.
That's superb. Anthony, I got to tell you, what you're doing is amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that. And it's so true, Kyle, but handing back to you what Anthony says, many people sort of say, oh, well, I like to, at these early stages or whatever, before I invest in the company, I like to shake the founders or the owners' hands or look them in the white of the eyes, right? And Anthony, I'm so glad you brought that up, because here's the thing, right? When you get to know the guys that are not only responsible for what's going on here, but when the real reason you look at why this company is even here in the first place, right, then that is unquestionable, okay, of what's going on with the moral compass and the principles of a company. And my goodness, it's good to your soul that you can align yourself with that and the company and the community as well. So Kyle, back to you. I'm not sure if you want to ask any more questions or anything, but what I would say to and I'm not exaggerating, it is definitely closer to 100 and closer to 50 tonight, is when I press the stop recording button. Stay on, okay, because I want to start doing, I don't know if you do it in the USA, Carl, in the UK we do behind the scenes sort of shots, sort of further information. Just want to keep everyone on for 2 minutes so I can just have a chat with them after I've stopped the recording, if that's okay with you. And with that, back to you, Carl.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. And I'm going to wrap things up. We'd like to keep this call in about half an hour, 40 minutes max. Just to get a little taste of things that we're doing and some updates to the company, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and a little bit of training to help you really know how to get to market, how to share the information with people. And really, I usually ask people three things, because people ask what I do. Well, I'd say I work in e-commerce, and sometimes people know what that is, sometimes they don't. Well, what is that? What's online shopping? Okay, what do you mean? Here's an example. Do you shop on the internet? And people usually say yes. And actually 99% of the time they say yes. And they say, well, currently, do you get paid to shop online? And 99.9% of the time they say no. I've never heard one people say yes. And then I ask them, would you like to? Well, yeah. And I just say, welcome to the family. Because I can hook them up with a fully loaded e-commerce website that they can actually shop, save, and get paid from. And if they like the idea and they want to share it with others and they want to actually build a business with us, they can pay their one-time $500 and be a part and buy their basically a mini franchise and become a brand ambassador with the company. So that's pretty exciting that we are able to do that. Then also just understand that it's really a true legitimate business. So if you treat it like a business, you get paid like a very, very successful well-off business. But again, one of the things I think people have an issue with is patience. You know, and Gary Vee even talked about that, saying, hey, look, a lot of times they're so used to having an instant society, having it here, right now, that they don't understand that you got to have a little bit of patience. It takes time to build something magnificent, right? And it takes consistency and persistency, right? You've got to be consistent and persistent with your actions and activities. So again, we'll be going over what those things will be. It's basically simply just showing up and win, right? Get on a one conference call a week, jump on a training a week, and get into a live event a week, whether it's online or offline. If you keep it as simple as that and then share the idea with other people when you're out and about, or if you want to go more aggressive, you can. But again, that consistent actions, really mastering the mundane, learning how to communicate with people, learning that it's not about you selling anything, it's about you piquing interest and letting them see the information for themselves and getting yourself out of the way. So we'll be talking more about that. But we're going to go into more detail about what we were talking about today on our training coming up on Wednesday evening, Pacific Standard Time. We're going to have a live training at VIPglobaltraining.com. You go pre-register for that right now, VIPglobaltraining.com, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I believe it's 2 a.m. England time, so it might be a little bit late, but there will be a recording as well for that. But I would suggest jump on there and learn more in detail about what we're doing, how we're doing it, and how we're launching this thing more magnificently, and how you're going to be at the beginning of this. So, again, people succeed when they're coachable and they're willing to learn new things. I was just listening to some of the most well-renowned mentors on one of the videos that I just saw recently, and these guys are multimillionaires, some billionaires, talking about always be open, always be willing to learn. Realize that, you know, you may have not done something like this before, so there'll be a little bit of a learning curve. So you've got to have some patience. So that's really what this is about, being consistent, persistent. And what I believe, did you want to open this up for questioning? What we'll do is we'll end the call, and we'll wrap this up. And if whoever wants to stay on, we'll open it up for people that does have questions. And that way the recording will be available to everybody on here. If you have not yet done so, I would highly suggest going to our Facebook fan page. Go to VIP Global Facebook fan page, and that's at facebook.com/VIP Global Network. Go ahead and like that page and stay tuned to the different things that are happening, events that are happening, and announcements that we're making there. Again, facebook.com/VIP Global Network. So that being said, we'll wrap up this call, and I want to thank you so much for being on here and attending. And if you want to stay on this line, we're going to be going through some questions and answers. Make it a great evening. God bless. We'll see you next call.